Watch Silver Palace. This game specifically looked crazy to me. I mean, the game is gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. I think the art style is very reminiscent of like, almost like some of the Western games. What's not a gacha game? Like Assassin's Creed. Very RPG, like, focused. The UI as well. Obviously, it's a gacha game. The graphics are insane because it's Unreal Engine 5. Now, there's some good things and bad things about Unreal Engine 5. The good thing is that you can render insane shit. Like, look at all the stuff that's detailed visually just on the screen. The birds, the grass, the reflection of the water, the trees, just the lighting, the people walking. It's a lot to handle. And I think that one of the issues with Unreal Engine 5 is that it's still, like, not optimized efficiently for, like, games. So, like, some games that have come out, they use Unreal Engine 5. There's been a couple this year. They have a rough launch because the optimization isn't great. Now, that's not to say they can't make it great, because eventually it does become really good and smooth, and you get to experience, like, a very visually pleasing game with detailed graphics and a decent performance. However, every launch has not had a good track record of doing that successfully. They eventually can, but off the rip, it's very hard to do. And there's a reason why this is just like a very, very early showcase rendered at like 30 FPS. I genuinely can't, I can't say with confidence that this game runs well right now. And obviously, like, you're gonna say, yeah, it's beta alpha test, yeah, which makes sense. But I guess the point of this video is to show, like, the full potential of what it could be. I mean, it's very visually cool. I will say that. The gameplay I saw was pretty interesting too. Traversing through the world is always something that needs to be easily accessible for players, because we all know how exploring sometimes can be tedious. I think this is great. The combat, there's a lot of parries, there's timing. I also saw someone with a gun aiming as well. Something I noticed with some RPG games is that the aiming system for, like, projectiles and gun weapons, it's very clunky. If they can smooth it out as if it's like a shooter game, it will feel so good. Now, I will say the music as well is sick. Listen to the piano. Wait for the piano part. There's a part that comes up that's so sick. Perry. Where's the piano? Where is it? Yeah, I mean that sound, that the production and the sound design for, like, adding a piano with such an electronic, like, soundtrack is so fucking sick, dude. I don't know. I really appreciate that kind of, like, music production. But those are some of the things I wanted to point out about this game. I think I've already explained some of my worries. Unreal Engine 5 is always hard to optimize. But, like, with time, anyone, I mean, I'm sure this new company that I haven't seen before can optimize it well if they have enough time. Which I really hope they don't rush it, because we've seen what rushed games do and how they launch. It's not always a pretty launch. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna play this. This looks beautiful, and steampunk vibe is very cool too. I do enjoy that sort of aesthetic. I think it's interesting that the art style they chose, though, is very near real. It leans more towards more realistic than cartoon for the scenery, the textures they use, and the environment. But the character models don't really reflect that. And I don't know if they're gonna change that. I think it's fine. Some people have mentioned, like, they don't like the stark difference. I don't know why they're using telekinesis on this cat, though. I mean, yeah, you can just see the frame drops of, like, the game, but it's still very pretty. It's still crazy. The games are about to get crazy, bro. Like, this, like, if you told someone this is a free game, technically, like, okay, yeah, sure, you can always attack gacha. It's not free at the end of the day if you, like, mentally think about it. But, like, 15 years ago, no one would believe a game like this is free. Like, this is God, I hope phones are able to be optimized well for like Unreal Engine 5 games too. Like, holy. VR would go hard. There could be a day that like we just get VR integrated to every game just cause of the technology. I don't know. I'll play on high graphics and tough it out. Your phone will explode, bro. But it's really interesting because there's these companies that come out with these games, right? And obviously they want to make a gacha game because, you know, there's been so much success from it and we're in the era of it. And they want to make a really good game that not only pushes boundaries of like visually and like gameplay wise, but also have it accessible to everyone else. But the issue with that is that they're trying to do things like this, a visually pleasing game. The gameplay looks amazing too. Not sure about the story yet. Haven't seen any cutscenes. But at the same time, they're trying to put it on a phone, which is like the goal is to make it accessible for everyone. But it's so incredibly like challenging to like optimize that for platforms of console, PC, and mobile though. I'm not saying it's impossible. We've seen it happen. I'm just saying like props to like developers for trying to do that because I know that shit is hard. That's sick. This is a bar. They're going to a bar, okay. Wow, it's actually open world, just rendered inside. Oh yeah, I love this bar jazz, bro. There's so much stuff, like there's so many entities here. Like I'm just like thinking about the nightmare it is to optimize just so much. Oh my god. I don't know. Oh. Oh my. Hello. I think the other nice thing about Unreal Engine 5 is that the characters are very lifelike. I don't know, but actually though, I think there's much more expressions that, you know, the devs can use that on this engine as well. We've seen in other games. Just any game with Unreal Engine 5 actually, the models are just more expressive. There's also like stealth gameplay, which is sick too. It's very reminiscent of like RPG games like Assassin's Creed, for example. I like how they're taking inspiration from other games like that though. That's good. And there's a lot of timed events too as well, which makes it more, I guess, engaging, where it feels like you're actually doing something than just like watching a cutscene, if that makes sense. So much parrying. The gun thing, I appreciate. That means you actually have to aim properly to like output good damage. And that means skill issue. Why do I play gacha games when there's like never PvP? Why do I do this to myself? Character designs are cool. The music though, listen to the piano again. Ready for the piano? I'm waiting for the piano again. That's all I'm saying. Now I gotta learn that. So good. That's awesome. Hello? Cutscene? Yep. Oh, what a great choice of soundtrack. I appreciate classical music. Damn. Interesting. When you parry, you still take some damage. You still take some damage. Or when you, oh, it's just blocking actually. Maybe she's not parrying. Damn, the expressions on it. Oh my god, what the hell is happening? Yo, yo, oh, I just stepped. Yo, chill. Silver Palace. I mean, the only way to know is like we just have to wait until. I think games like that are always good signs because it's showing what we can expect in the future, and that in itself is great. I'm just like worried for optimization. That's always my thing. My like criticism with new games, especially when using a new engine. I prefer.